friends, here I am making zucchini noodles. I make this noodles in place of using pasta. I'd like to take this moment to ask you to please remember to like and subscribe to this video, especially if you make it to the end. There are two main ingredients in this curry, mushroom and onions sauce. 16 ounces of mushrooms and 2 onions. If you can hear my complaining fridge, just ignore it in the video. This is Sheena from Sheena's Lifestyle Journey, and today I am going to create a health meal that I have been enjoying a lot since I decided to become a full-on vegan, close to raw vegan. I don't eat fully raw. I do eat cooked foods, and yeah. So, and some foods are raw. Anyway, I just did some. This is gonna be my zucchini pasta. This is what I'm gonna use in place of pasta. It's zucchini noodles. I'm also going to be using my onions, the cut onions, and also mushrooms for this dish. So what I call this is it's gonna be zucchini pasta with curried mushrooms, and that is very delicious. Some of the ingredients that I will be using in this is my bay leaves here. I have both fresh and dried bay leaves in the same container. I will also be using some garlic powder, oregano leaves, most important curry powder, and not brags, but coconut aminos, as well as some sea salt. I will put all of the ingredients, sea salt. I will put all of the ingredients in the video below just so you can know, but this is my pasta dish. I use zucchini noodles in place of pasta. Pasta, you know, is flour, so I'm just trying to get away from the flour and a lot of artificially processed items. So to begin with, I am going to turn my stove on medium heat, and I'm not going to use oil in this at all. I'm going to just use water to steam and stir fry both I'll be steaming and stir frying both the onions as well as my mushrooms. Okay, and the mushrooms I'm using here, it's about 16 ounces of mushrooms, and I have 2 whole white sweet onions for this meal. So this is going to be about, I'm going to use about 3/4 cup of water, and I'm going to let that steam, get to a point where it's steaming and you can see the evaporation of the water coming out of the pot. Okay, so now my water is steaming. So the first thing that I'm gonna add to this order, not to this order, but to this dish is 2 bay leaves. Bay leaves, actually I have some really small pieces, so I'm just gonna drop them here. Bay leaves will help to give it a really nice flavor. I find that whenever I cook with bay leaves, my food comes out tasting extremely good. I don't know what's so special about the bay leaves, but I know I used to see my grandmother when I was younger cook porridge with bay leaves, and the porridge would come out with such a nice flavor in it. But yeah, I love bay leaves. So now that I have the bay leaves in the pot, the next item I'm going to add to this dish is the onions, the sweet onions. As I said, I chopped two whole sweet onions, and I'm just gonna add it. And I am going to let it cook until it is, the onions itself is a moist and more, and it's clear where you can see through it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that cook for right now. And I think I may add some more water to this. Okay. Okay, so we are back, and I want to give you guys a tip. Whenever you are steaming your veggies in just water, what helps to steam it a little bit quicker is salt, by adding salt. I'm a stickler for the type of salt that I use. I highly always recommend the Celtic sea salt, and that's because it comes with several minerals in it. It's about 99 minerals that sea salt is, the specific type Celtic sea salt is known to have. But anyway, as you can see here, my onions are nicely steamed and they're looking good and translucent. So the next thing that I'm going to add to my pot is the chopped mushrooms. So, and that's about as I said earlier, about 18 ounces of chopped bellow mushrooms. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this. And then I'm gonna let this cook down for a bit before I add my seasoning to it, and then I'll show you the rest as I move on. Okay, so now I'm going to add my curry powder mixture to everything. And I just have everything in here. So all my seasonings. Can you see that, guys? Isn't that gorgeous? So the main two ingredients in this dish right at this point is the mushrooms and the onions, the sweet onions. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook down so that the mushrooms can soak up the flavor of the curry. Okay, but I'm gonna do that, and then when I get back, we're gonna add a little bit of salt to taste, and then I will also add my coconut aminos. That is what I will use in place of the in place of soy sauce or any kind of major salt additive. Okay, so the coconut amino will give it a really nice sweet taste. Okay, but you guys. So friends, the next thing I'm going to add to this lovely curried meal is my coconut amino. Okay, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit in there, not much. I really don't measure. I never measure when using the coconut amino. I'm gonna just drizzle a little bit in there and then just stir this a bit. And as you can see, the mushrooms created caused a lot of water came out of the mushrooms, and this is really good and it smells delicious. The next thing I'm going to do is add my zucchini noodles. So I'm going to add my zucchini noodles that I spiralized. I had my sweet daughter spiralized for me. I'm going to put a few handfuls of this in there. I'm not going to add any water to the pot because zucchini itself is a vegetable that has lots of water in it, and it will release a lot of water. And I'm not going to cook this too long either, but I'm just going to put a few handfuls. My hands is clean. I'm going to put a few handfuls of the noodles into the pot and let it cook down. So here we go. And this is going to be my curry pasta with mushrooms. And zucchini noodles is a perfect pasta dish or pasta substitute if you are thinking about trying to get away from eating the processed pasta or the processed flour that makes up the pasta. This I may have to cut or even break just to kind of get it out here. But yeah, okay, so I think this is good. And using your hands to cook or eat. If you are from any other countries like Indonesia, parts of Africa, Central and South America, most of the original inhabitants use their hands to eat. And if you know, using your hands for your meal, you know, even in America when we eat our pizzas or we eat hamburgers, it's good. It's a special kind of dynamic that goes on between your body, where you're telling your body that it's time to eat, and you're touching your food and you're giving your food the energy that it's needed, that good energy, I would say, that is needed to start the process of breaking down the food and transmitting it into your body. Okay, but here we go. Here's the zucchini noodles. I'm gonna try to mix in the mushrooms with it, but this is looking awesome and smelling awesome. I'm not adding any other seasonings to this other than the ones that I've added in this dish. So yeah, I think the only thing I may add, if anything, would be some more zucchinis to have some more pasta, some more of my pasta going on here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some more pasta. Right here, I have cooked up a side dish of broccoli, green peas, and a little bit of onions. Here is the finishing touch of my zucchini noodle pasta with curried mushrooms and onions. So delicious. Here's another thing that you can do with the zucchini pasta. You can make ragu pasta as well. That's what my daughter decided that she would do with her Zoodles. Zoodle pasta.